What's up, guys? It's Butterfly Jewels back with another video. And you guys apparently like my story time. You like my paranormal story time, and I know why. I know why, because you've been through the same thing, right? And nobody believes you. I have told this story that I'm about to tell y'all to so many people, and I swear to you, every time I tell this story, they sitting there, they're looking at me like I have lost every bit of my mind. This happened to me, okay? My dead grandma. Okay? Dead. Okay? Did you hear me? Dead. Say it with me. Dead. D-E-A-D. Called me, okay, months after I watched her get put into the ground, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all all about it. But before I do, you already know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button, okay? If you haven't subscribed, you might as well stick around. And when I finish, I know you're going to leave me a comment, so I'm not even worried about that, okay? So let's just get right into it. It was the end of my 6th grade year, and I was in middle school, and I remember my grandmother was very sick, very sick. She had lung cancer, and she had a bunch of other respiratory problems. She had emphysema, bronchitis, asthma. I mean, I don't even really know how you can breathe with all of that, but she was sick with all kind of stuff. She was on medication, taking prednisone, getting bloated. It was crazy. And I've shared with you guys in the past how my grandmother was/is my least favorite person that I ever encountered in my entire life. Okay, even worse than my molester, worse than any bad relationship I've ever been in. My grandmother was evil. Okay, I know this sounds bad, but it is what it is. We need to start being honest about some of this stuff. She was super duper evil. She didn't feed us. She beat us. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous the way she treated us as kids. You know, some grown people, they got to use kids as bullies because they are too afraid to pick on somebody their own size, okay? But I got all the juice now, and I'm ready for the smoke, okay? But anyway, back then, I was but a little one, okay? And I didn't know any better. I couldn't defend myself. But yeah, she treated us like crap. At the end of my 6th grade year, I remember one night, she was saying that she couldn't breathe. We were in there fanning her. We had the air on about 50 degrees. Had the fan on. We're manually fanning. It was freezing in there. And I remember her, when she passed away, I remember it was kind of a bittersweet type of feeling for me because my grandmother raised us for a little while, all 7 of us, while my mom was, getting herself together and preparing herself to be able to take care of us better. And, I told you while we were there, she was just very abusive, not to all of us, but to a select few for some reason. And so when she passed away, it was kind of a bittersweet thing for me. It was like, okay, well, I'm glad I don't have to deal with this crap anymore. You beating on me, leaving me in the bathroom in the dark, not feeding us, making us stay up late at night, calling me a liar, calling me a thief. I mean, just all kind of horrible things. So I wasn't in the least bit sad that I no longer had to deal with that anymore. I'm sure there were some feelings of selfishness. I don't even know if I even considered the fact that her life was completely over and that she was no longer here anymore. But at the time, I guess I just considered the fact that, hey, you shouldn't treat people like that, especially God's children. You don't do that. And for me, I just was like, it is what it is. Now I'm free and I don't got to worry about this crap anymore. So that was in, I think, May of 1999. That was the end of my 6th grade year. My dad drove here from South Carolina to go to the funeral. And like any other summer, we went back to South Carolina. Me and my 2 sisters that are his went back to South Carolina for the summer. And then we came back a few months later. Now, we got back. My mom had moved into a new apartment. And all 7 of us now, we all live with my mom now. So I'm now in the 7th grade, right? And school, everything is going fine. And I'm content with my situation. I'm not really in favor of my circumstances, but it was way better than it was before. And although my mom is hood certified, it was nothing like what we went through with my grandmother or what I went through with my grandmother. Let me just speak for myself, okay? So anyway, school's in, and I'm walking to school every day because we live less than a mile from the school. So because of it, we had to walk to school every day. Well, one day I woke up and I felt like crap, y'all. When I say I felt like garbage, I had a headache, I had a fever, I could barely breathe, my nose was just stopped up, my chest hurt. It was just the worst feeling ever, okay? And it was not so hard for me to finesse my mom back in the day and miss a couple days of school, but that day, honey, I was not feeling good at all. I was feeling horrible, okay? Horrible. So I told my mom I didn't feel good, and she was like, you know what, stay home. So I watched everybody go off. My older sister went on. My second oldest went on. I'm the third. The four under me, they went on to school. Everybody went on to school. Everything was fine. So my mom told me she had to leave, right? She had to go to the courthouse. Ain't no telling why, Lord knows. But she had to go to the courthouse and handle some stuff, right? So she left me at the house by myself. Now, mind you, I'm in the 7th grade, so I'm not a baby. It's not like I'm a baby. I don't need to be babied. I don't need to be coddled or anything like that. Plus, my mama didn't go for that anyway. But I just felt so bad, and my throat was bothering me so bad. It was itching so bad. And my grandmother used to have this big, what do you call it? Like an oil painting, like of herself. It was like a self-portrait oil painting of her, and it was really big. It was huge. It was like that. And it hung up on the wall, right over the couch. And mind you, these are the same projects that I lived in as. Don't ask how I got back. I'll tell y'all about that another story time. If you want to know how I ended up back here, I'll tell you. But anyway, so she had it hanging up on the wall. I never did like this photo. I wish I could show you guys what it looked like, but I never liked it. It was one of those pictures where the eyeballs, well, I guess that's how they all look when they're looking at the camera. I don't know, but it creeped me out. It was oil, first of all. So it was weird looking. And then on top of it, it looked really realistic. Like her hair and everything was really realistic. I was afraid of her. And so I wasn't really a big fan of this picture. And the eyes, they just seemed to just watch you like, and she always used to watch us like a hawk as it was. So I just didn't like it. Okay, period. I didn't like the picture. But it hung up on the wall. Well, I had a neighbor, and I don't remember her name. Was it Miss Rose? I think it was a flower. We'll just call her Miss Flower. So anyway, I went next door to Miss Flower, and she was an older lady. She's passed on since then, God rest her soul. And I went on to her apartment next door, and I asked her, Miss Flower, do you know any remedies or anything that I could do? Because my throat is just it's bothering me, and I need some help because apparently, I don't know if we were out of medicine or what, but it wasn't working, okay? And I was feeling like straight up dog poop. So, of course, Miss Flower, she's an older lady. She gave me some remedies. She told me about the honey and the lemon, and she tried to give me some liquor and everything like that, the peppermints and all. And I said, okay, so let me go and do it. She told me about some tea. And we were in the middle of a conversation. Now, if you live in the hood, or if you ever lived in any set of projects, you know the apartments are very close together. Therefore, being the fact that I left my front door open when I went next door, I can still hear a little bit from inside my house. If the TV was on, I would have been able to hear it because you're not that far away. Your neighbor's right there. While we're in the middle of a conversation, I hear the house phone ring. Now, it's got to be a house phone, okay? Because I don't know if the supernatural calls cellular devices. I don't know if there would be some kind of friction or some kind of satellite interruption, or I don't know if the spirits can call the cellular device. I'm not sure, okay? But we did have a house phone at the time, and it started ringing. So I ran back next door real quick to answer the phone. I told Miss Flower I'll be right back. I ran next door, and the phone is ringing. It's ringing. I pick it up, and when I pick it up, I say hello, and I'm like, hello? Hello? I don't know if y'all can hear the birds chirping, but there was no noise. When I say there's nothing playing in my house right now, I got the TV paused. There's no noise. And it's like white noise. You know what I mean? Like dead silence on the other end of the phone. Nobody is saying anything. I'm like, hello, hello. Y'all, when I tell y'all, out of nowhere. Okay? The next thing I know, this, and I will never, I'm getting weirded out now, Lord. I will never forget this for the rest of my entire life. The voice, and I know that was my grandma. I don't care what you say. I know my grandmother's voice tormented, tortured, violated me for so many years. I know this woman's voice. I don't care. It said, there is no cure for the common cold. You have to let it run its course. That's how taken aback I was, okay? I didn't know I said, hello? Hello? I knew what I heard now. But you know how, like I said, you believe it because it's happening, but it's unbelievable. It said again. Now, she never repeat herself when she was living. I don't know what changed. There is no cure for the common cold. You have to let it run its course. Listen, y'all already know. I skedaddled. Got out of there. I ran back next door to Mrs. Flowers, right? And I let her know, first of all, what just happened, okay? And I didn't even know if what happened, okay? All I know is I ran next door to Miss Flowers' house, and she started telling me how, I told her what happened, and she started telling me like, oh, okay. I'm like, what? Okay, what you mean? Okay, that's not regular. What you mean? Okay. This woman proceeds to tell me, oh, there's a little boy who walks through here all the time. You know, sometimes you see him, sometimes you don't. She said the boy then got mad. It's a spirit. Now, are y'all with me? Okay, y'all realize this is not a boy. Okay, it's not AJ running through. Okay, this is somebody that ain't living no more. She said that this young man will take books off the bookshelf when he's mad. She done seen books get flown across the room. Do y'all hear what I'm saying to you? Okay? And now this is freaking me out even more. It definitely doesn't help the situation, y'all. But if that don't make it, first of all, my dead grandma called me, okay? Traumatized one. Then I go next door to Miss Flowers, traumatized two, telling me about this dead son boy that's throwing books off the bookshelf. Then next thing I know, I heard a bang, okay? Now I'm scared. I'm terrified, but it's broad daylight. And y'all know you can all joke and laugh and lie, okay? Go ahead and lie. When we watch the movies and we see the white people after they hear the noise and they go look for it, that's normal, okay? You can laugh. We joke and pick on them. Why are you going to the noise? It's not normal to hear a noise and just run. That's crazy. Who does that? Nobody hears a noise and just run outside. So if some pots fall in the kitchen, you just gonna open the front door and just run down the road. That's crazy. Nobody does that. So in real life, you go investigate. Now, I didn't plan on going back in the house. Okay, I didn't plan on doing that. My plan was to just, look in there. That was my plan. I go back next door and my front door was already open. I open the screen and I look inside my house. Y'all tell me why. This is freaking me out all over again. Tell me why the painting of my grandmother was off the wall and on the floor. Yo, I cannot make this up. No, because I can't. Oh, they're going to believe me today. I'm telling you now. That's what happened, okay? I was there when it happened. I saw it, okay? After that, I didn't know what to do, guys. What would you do? What would you do, okay? I'm probably, 12 years old. My dead grandma called me. I go to my neighbor. She talked about a dead boy throwing books in her house. I go back into my house. My dead grandma's pictures on the floor. Where do I go? What do I do? So I'm going to tell you what I did. I sat on that front porch till my mama got home. That's what I did. I sat outside on that front porch until my mother got home because I was not. When I was growing up and my grandmother used to abuse me, when my mom would come by, I would snitch every time. And yes, she would leave, and yes, I would get beat again. But my mom has always come to my defense. even if she was my narcissist and didn't realize it, she always came to my defense, whether she did it or whether somebody else did it. If she knocked you out and somebody else came and tried to blow on you to make you fall or whatever, I don't know if that makes any sense at all. She was not having it, okay? My mama will knock you out and have chicken noodle soup for you when you wake up and tell you to get well soon, okay? That's how my mom is. And I would always call my mom to come to my defense, especially with my grandmother, right? And I believe maybe that's why I was targeted the way I was, because I'll snitch right now. I sure will. And I waited for my mom to get home. She got back home and she was trying to figure out why I'm sitting outside on the porch. Well, I have nowhere to go, mother. I have nowhere to go. But when she got there, I felt way better. And I don't know, up until today. Well, the other day when I shared with you guys the other story, it made me think about this situation, and I started to wonder. I have no idea what ever happened to that picture. I don't know what my mom did with that picture. I should ask her. I don't want it. I'm just saying I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, yeah, so that was the story time of the time my dead grandma called me on the phone. And I wonder, I don't know how that works, like that realm, I don't know how that works. I don't know how the communication works with that type of situation. I don't know if she was calling herself trying to help me. I don't want your help, Grandma. I forgive you for the last time, and the last time this will be. But this forgiveness isn't for you. I have forgiven you for me, honey, okay? So, yeah, that's the story about the time my dead grandma called me on the phone to help me out with my cold. I don't know. I probably was healed after that. I don't even think I was sick anymore, to be honest with y'all. That thing scared the hell out of me. So, I was fine after that. So, power to you, grandma. Anyway, that's the end of that, guys. I know I have some content I need to put out to you guys, so I'm going to get on it, all right? This is the first of many story times. If you guys want to hear more story times, let me know. Let me know. Because I'll tell it to you. I love y'all from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. Hey, I love you from the inside out. And I'm out. Bye, guys.